Getting about this, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are looking at the 2023 Fat Bob. So what has changed from 2022? Nothing's changed. You guys remember the 2022's got the updated wheels, so that's pretty much it. We do have the new color on this one. It's not a gunmetal gray. What is this called? I can't remember, but I just noticed the dash on this thing hangs over the fuel tank. I don't know if has that always been like that? I've never noticed it, but man, for Harley being known for fit and finish on their bikes, I'm surprised that I mean, man, that should be flush to the fuel tank. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn her on. Do we have enough room back? Yeah, we do have enough room in the rear to get some clearance. So this has the forward controls, this has drag bars, this Fat Bob has the 114. It's got the forward controls. It's got that big fat front tire. It's got just the weird components on this one. You have tapered bars. You guys could see that right here. You see that? From this to this. So this looks to be what, like 1.5 inches, and then they taper down to I believe that's 1 inch at the end. So of course these are your stock controls. You also have, let me just check if I'm recording. GoPros are very glitchy. So you also have what's new on the 2023. You have cruise control. You have cruise control on the Fat Bob. That is new. Other than that, they are, you know, they're pretty much the same. They're the same from 2022. Nothing has changed other than, you know, the colors. That's, you know, what Harley has been doing for many years. This is push rod air cooled technology. We're not breaking the wall or anything like that when it comes to Harley. But I mean, if that's what you're looking for, Harley now offers the Revolution Max. So that's their performance lineup. Their modern, you know, we're talking about all the bells and whistles, riding modes, you know, rider assists. We're talking about ABS, traction control, a lot of goodies with the Revolution Max. And you know, they come with a ton of horsepower, performance, and they're under 500 pounds. They're super light compared to the Milwaukee 8s. Most of the Milwaukee 8s, weight wise, you're looking at about they're, you know, close to 700 pounds. I believe this one right here weighs close to 670. You know, most of the Softails, they range between 660, which is probably the Street Bob, and they go up from there up to, of course, 700 pounds. Now, was I supposed to wait at that stoplight? I believe I was supposed to wait at that stoplight, if I remember right. The event coordinator does not want us making right-hand turns on red lights, and they also don't want us doing lane splitting. So this is why I'm riding a lot slower than I am, because the event coordinator is right behind me. So this is the first time he went out with me on a demo ride. So you know, I'm gonna be a little bit more tamed on the ride, on the demo ride. But anyways, getting back onto the Fat Bob, this is basically the black sheep of the lineup. All right, we have a 28-degree rake on this. We also have inverted forks. We have dual disc brakes. And you know, I'm not calling it a black sheep because of those components, but I'm calling it a black sheep because of the tapered components, which is the handlebars. Very odd. You also have the struts, the rear fender. They tapered. You know, from the seat, they taper down towards the back of the bike. So you know, that's what I mean by black sheep. You also have the headlight on this thing. I believe they call it a pill or something like that, an LED. Not too sure, but it's got that wide Fat Bob, you know, headlight. It's wide. It looks like a pill. It's not your typical, you know, 5 1/4 headlight. But you know, it is LED. It's bright. It's not as bright as a LP6, but you know, it is bright. Overall, I'm liking the feel of the bike. Of course, if you guys seen the channel, I've already test ridden the the Fat Bob last year, and they're pretty much still the same bikes. All right, nothing's changed. Same suspension, same performance, same feel, same everything. All right, nothing has changed. These bikes are still the same. As far as, you know, everything else, I've noticed on some of the other bikes, the air breather has changed, the placement, which is a positive note, but on the Fat Boy, still the same. You just have the cruise control standard on the Fat Boy. So overall, great looking bike. All right, I've taken my friends and family members to the dealerships, and we've come across a lot of the showroom options, and they're all drawn to this bike, and it's probably because it just looks different. You know, like I said, it's the black sheep. You have that fat front tire, and then you have the headlight. You also have, you know, the chopped rear fender, so it just gives vibes of more of a performance option, more of a performance feel, with just, you know, those minor differences. You know, it's still the same frame, same drivetrain, everything. It's just has, you know, it just has that touch of you know, what Laidlaw has mentioned, what a lot of other people have mentioned, post-apocalyptic zombie or something like that, zombie look to it. You have the big fat front tire, a lot of thread on it. You know, it just looks beefy, and I like that on this bike. That guy does not know that the event coordinator is right behind me, so he's probably gonna talk to him as soon as we get back. So that's why I'm taking it easy on this one. You guys already know that I'm typically going at a higher rate of speed here, so maybe the guy's just slowing down because I'm riding slow. But anyways, back on the Fat Boy, or sorry, the Fat Bob. I always keep on getting those confused, but man, it feels great. The triangle, yes, it's got drag bars, but you know, they're pulled back quite a bit. All right, they're not straight drag bars. They have a little bit of a pullback, not a lot of rise on the handlebars. I'm 5'7", so you guys have to keep that in mind. Here, let me speed up a little bit here. These guys are passing me up. I'm doing 50. I don't know, what's the speed limit here? I believe the speed limit here is, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not, you know, completely over the tank. I'm not completely stretched, but it does have a little bit of that feel because of the forward controls and the drag bars. You are a little bit stretched at my height, 5'7". You might be a little bit more comfortable with this ride if you're, you know, probably 5'10" or 5'11". You're not as cramped. I've seen a lot of other people's videos where they spoke about the lowrider S feeling really cramped at 6'1". But you know, like I said, I'm 5'7". I don't have that same experience on the lowrider S. I think it's perfect for my size. Like most of Harley's options, most of their options, you know, they're just more, I guess, height challenged, or how would you say it in a nice way? I guess, you know, just short. I guess most of Harley's options, as far as, you know, their bikes, when it comes to seat height, they're really friendly for people around my height, right? 5'7". So let's go ahead and open her up just a little bit. Let's keep in mind that the event coordinator is behind me, and let's try to keep it under the speed limit on this demo ride. All right. So wind protection, of course, there isn't any wind protection. There isn't a fairing or a windshield or nothing like that. You have a 3.5 gallon tank on this. I'm not a fan of that, but it, you know, I guess it goes with the overall look, but it just doesn't really make sense with the forward controls. Yeah, forward controls. So, you know, it just lends a little bit towards long range riding. You're a little bit more stretched out. You're not cramped. You don't have to stretch your legs out or anything like that. It's just, like I said, this is just a bizarre overall build, especially with the 28-degree rake, and then you have the external mono shock adjuster on this one. So price wise, it's, you know, it's up there with the lowrider S. You have a lot of those things that the lowrider S has with this, but I just, you know, I like the full rear fender. I like the 5 gallon tank, And of course you also have a 117 on the Lowrider S. So the one thing that you are missing on the Lowrider S that the Fat Bob does have is the rear passenger foot pegs. I believe it's got rear passenger foot pegs. And you have that external monoshock adjuster. But I really don't see a need for that. Not on this bike. I mean, sorry. As far as the external monoshock, I was thinking breakout. You don't need an external monoshock adjuster on the breakout. Now on this one, of course, you have the passenger seat, which is, you know, it's not really good. It's you know, it's nothing that I would brag about. But as far as monoshock adjuster on the Fat Bob, I believe it fits it very well because it's a canyon carver. You want to be able to get off of it, adjust it depending on, you know, where you're at, depending on the terrain, depending on the road. That's something that you might want to, you know, adjust and you know, and fix, you know, on the fly. All right, I can see that instead of removing your seat. But honestly, I have some of that, some of those options in my own Fox shock. I have an aftermarket Fox shock on my Lowrider S, and let me tell you, I mean, I ride solo. All right, I ride solo. I don't ride two up. As far as cargo space, I guess that could be a reason why you want to be able to adjust it. But I mean, if you're going on a long ride, or if you're going two up, that's something that you'll adjust and fix even before you get on the bike, or even before you start the bike. All right, if you know you're riding two up, you're going to adjust the weight of that monoshock, and you're going to remove the seat. You're going to remove the seat and you're going to adjust it. So as far as, you know, having that external monoshock adjuster and, you know, paying, you know, that difference or that additional amount, I don't see a need for the external shock adjuster. I would rather much, of course, you know, save that money and spend it, you know, somewhere else. That's just my 2 cents. All right, I'm gonna get off of that tangent and just, you know, get back to, of course, what this bike is. Canyon carver, it does the job. I just wish it had the 5-gallon tank so you could actually get it out there, you know, out there in the boonies. But hey, maybe you live somewhere out there that's rural and you don't have to, you know, ride too far out. But as far as myself, I live in the city, and for me to get out to the boonies or get to the twisties, I need to have a little bit more range than just what a 3.5 offers. So that's just me. You guys can leave your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Fat Bob. I like the new wheels, and you know, I like the overall look. I am a fan. It's something that I, you know, would consider buying, but we'll see what happens. Oh, I thought that was the event coordinator. Isn't that him? Oh. Alright, so let's go ahead and put her in neutral, and so, you know, stay tuned for more demo rides. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I can never find the neutral on this thing. What the hell? Oh, there we go.